Water is coldest when it is. Which of these actors is not a son of Martin? Busta Rhymes and P. Diddy are Which of these is a famous? Since March. Which of these diseases is not covered by the? Which of these Wild West towns? Which of these best defines a feckless person? Which musical film did Stevens? Which of these is a main ingredient of Cumberland pie? Which of these patron saints lived first? Which of these is the closest? The Sydney Morning Herald. The Dundee cake is which of these? Which of these poets was born with a club? Which of these US states does not border Mexico? Which of these USP? Which of these is a style of US Army officer Joseph? Which of these starred in Grey's Anatomy? Who was Trump's vice president? In which of these would an aeronaut travel? Cephorius is a fictional land created. Tequila is often drunk with a. Which of these is a famous line? Which of these is not classed as an amphibian? Aspen, Colorado was founded as. What type of drink is Slow J? Which of the Spice Girls married a football star? Childermas is an old name for what Christian festival? Childermas is an old name for what Christian festival? The organ known as the syrinx allows a bird to do what? The organ. Which famous monument inspired the logo of UNESCO? How many people made up the act The Righteous Brothers? What US city's fire department has the website Laughter? In which war was the Victoria Cross awarded 600 and? In what activity might you perform a fleckerel? Medicine described as somnolent causes what? How many digits usually make up a debit card number? What term is used for someone who drives too fast? In the US, Maury Povich is a famous what? Who did Chevy Chase play in the film Three Amigos? What is the largest and strongest bone in the human face? What is the largest? Which Asian capital city has the airport code PEC? Which Asian capital city has the airport code PEC? Which character does Nintendo call the Pink Puff? Who sang the #1 single Blurred Lines? Proverbially, a cat has how many lives? The Molucca Islands have what alternative name? Kim Kardashian was born in what year? What is the last word of the nursery rhyme Humpty Dumpty? Which pioneer of the telephone died in Nova Scotia in 19? John Bonham was the drummer with what band? John Bonham was the drummer with. The phrase winning hands down originated in what sport? What term is used for a novel in a comic strip format? Cloakroom, raffle and season are all types of what item? The Swiss ski resort of St. Moritz is in what mountain range? The Chrysler Building in New York was built in